This is Laura, aka the Sound Sommelier, here with Get Live. What's your earliest memory? What's your earliest memory of hip hop?
Earliest memory, I gotta say, just listening to Tribe Called Quest with my sisters, like going through their library of music and finding like Tribe Called Quest, Black Sheep, Nice and Smooth, you know, that whole era, De La Soul. That was like when I really started getting into it.
They're all older than you?
Yeah, two older sisters. So,
I mean, whatever it takes. Which genres or records do you recall hearing in your home when you were younger?
Yeah, like I said, Tribe Called Quest, definitely.
So your parents were cool just having that on?
Scenario. A lot of De La Soul, that first album, Me, Myself, and I.
Nice.
Buddy, you know, Black Sheep, Choice Is Yours. All those records my sister used to play, and I'd be like, yo, what is that?
Classic. Do you think being born and raised in Queens influenced your decision to pursue a career in music?
Yeah, definitely. I think so. I was just being around it, you know, from the neighborhood people. Getting with other DJs in the neighborhood, and then being around it from like my sister's friends. So I was always around DJs, a lot of DJs, and I just picked up on it from there.
Nice. Who kind of was the first person to get you into it? Was there one person, or one day you were like, hey, I want to try this?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I first got into it with two of my homies in like 8th grade.
Nice.
Shout out to Rob and Ernst. They have moved on from the whole DJ thing. I stayed with it. Yeah, that was, I mean, I was like 13 years old then. Nice. So kind of showing my age right now.
I'm sure we're all in the same boat. When did DJing become more than a hobby? Do you remember your first paid gig?
I mean, I remember as far back doing a house party when I was like 14 years old.
Nice.
Doing some kid in the grade below me, their graduation party. I think it was like 8th grade.
Okay.
So I was doing parties back then. It was like backyard family barbecues.
Nice.
We would DJ them.
When did that kind of transition to like more like club DJing? Or?
I mean, like not too long after that, I was doing the backyard parties, and then I did my first club. I was 15 years old.
Oh.
Snuck into the club with a fake ID, and you know, you would get the DJ pass because you were a DJ, and
right.
I would go with the DJ crew, and they would be like, "Nah, he's part of the DJ. He's down with the DJ." So, and it was 18 and over back then. I'm showing
right. I remember those days.
Yeah. So, you know, and it was less as strict as how it is nowadays.
Right.
This is a whole nother era.
Do you remember the first record you bought with your own money?
Yeah, KRS-One, Step Into the World.
Nice.
I still have
record.
Years.
Were there any local artists or DJs that, and you know where it is?
Yeah, it's over here somewhere. I gotta look for it, but yeah.
Were there any local artists or DJs that helped jumpstart your career?
Well, there was these two DJs I used to roll around with, named Jeff and Alex. Early, this is like after my two homies I started with, and they were like in high school. They were older. They were DJing like house parties and stuff. And then from there, I learned I would go with them to do their parties, and I picked up a couple of things from them. They would let me get on for a little bit. And then from there, it was Fat Figures. Then I got introduced to Intro Bass Productions, which was a DJ crew out in Queens. Rolly Roll. DJ Lowlife, Cutting Candy, Brandy, Jay, this whole mobile crew of DJs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so they would do mobile parties, parties like in a hall or like do like college, college like Halloween parties. Or,
Right.
People will hire us or stuff like that. Sweet
Mm-hmm.
16, a lot of Sweet 16s or stuff
Nice.
like that. I learned a lot from that. And then I went to college and started doing college parties. That's when I went and got like independent a little bit more when it came to DJing.
How would you say your live sets differ from other DJs in the industry?
My sets, I mean, I guess just song selection, I guess different. I
think your performance is a lot different too. I think
I try to incorporate, all that I've learned as a DJ skill wise, from selecting to mixing to turntablism,
mm-hmm.
To kind of being an MC on the mic, incorporating that into the DJing,
Right.
and then there's other aspects of the business of DJing too.
Yeah, like someone just said, the energy. I agree with. It's kind of like the interaction and the energy.
Yeah, I guess that's developed over time,
mm-hmm.
And just I guess I always look to feed off of that energy for sure.
Right.
It took time to learn what could create that energy.
Mm-hmm.
That was a lot of experience put in trying to figure that out.
Nice.
Understand it.
Like what works and what doesn't. Mm-hmm.
Right, exactly.
Outside of hip hop, which genre or genres do you feel brings the best energy to a party? Speaking of energy,
reggae. I say definitely reggae. Then you got like house music, obviously. I'd say those three are like, the go-to.
Is hip hop your favorite though?
Yeah. I mean, but I think I like everything else equally as much.
Nice.
I mean, we all grew up with the era of hip hop that we love.
Right.
I don't think anything could touch that era.
Mm-hmm.
So I've grown musically too. So I've evolved into liking other things. Like today, earlier on the show, we played a lot of new wave, which I've gotten into a lot in the last, I'll say, like 10 years. Especially from doing parties downtown in New York City. You get a lot of kids that Joy Division.
Crowds love that, yeah.
Oh yeah, it's a vibe. It's and just downtown New York City is synonymous with just that aesthetic.
Very much. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So the first time I saw you live was at Donuts Are Forever 6 back in 2012. I still find it to be one of the most memorable Donuts Are Forever sets. When were you introduced to Dilla's music?
I was introduced to Dilla's music, and I didn't even know it was Dilla, because he was called JD back then.
Right.
And he produced Running, all the Far Side stuff, and some Tribe stuff, and I was into that Dilla stuff, and I didn't even know it was Dilla. I didn't even know he changed his name, and then people would be like, "Yo, Dilla, that's that Dilla vibe." I'm like, Dilla, and it's like, "Oh, JD."
Yeah, you're like, I gotta go look that up.
Yeah. So, it was. I mean, that's like late '90s, 98, I'd say.
How did you come to be involved in the Samsung Galaxy Innovator Session last year?
Well, they had reached out to us because we do this party called New York, New York. We've been doing it for 4 years, since 2016. I'd say the summer of 2016. And originally the idea for the party was we wanted to do something that represented New York, that still that was still representing the traditions of New York musically, and then carrying it forward to present day.
Right.
So that that, and it eventually evolved into a lifestyle brand, and from there, we created merch that we did, and so, when we had the party, we sell the merch. We did parties at Art Basel. Um,
Oh, nice.
yeah, so it became a lifestyle brand, and the merch, people loved the merch, so we kept it going. And Samsung had reached out because they were uh, doing features on cultural innovators.
Mm-hmm.
Reached out to us if we wanted to have a panel and kind of get interviewed by people, ask questions about how we came up. We created this lifestyle brand.
So was it just you guys, or there were others involved as well?
Well, it was me and my partner Adriel's, um, and my other creative partner Lee. We pretty much came together.
Nice. So you've shared many of your mixes on social media over the years. What, in your opinion, constitutes the perfect mix?
I'd say track selection and flow. I
Mm-hmm.
try to make my mixes so that you play it all the way through. You just press play and you can listen to it all the way through. So I'd say those are the two things most important to me.
How has the pandemic changed your approach to sharing what you do best with the world?
Well, now everything is on
Right.
this live stream wave. So now it's gone. We're in the matrix.
True.
Very rare for the IRL in real life now. But it's cool. I didn't think it was gonna end up like this, but we're here.
Had you ever done live streaming DJing before? Or?
Yes, I used to do a show on Beat Miners Radio. Back, I started on in 2009, 2010. I did a show on Beat Miners Radio. That was
Nice.
every Friday night, or it was once a week. No, I think it was a Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
I'll do it before my gig. I would have a Saturday night gig that I do every Saturday night. I do the radio show and then I go to the club after.
Nice.
And then I did that till about 2014, and then from there, I did a couple of live streams here and there, but nothing consistent like what we're doing right now.
Right.
Yeah.
Fran, how do you think the current pandemic and future recurrences will affect your touring schedule and weekly gigs?
I mean, it's definitely gonna get affected. You see the travel restrictions we got now.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, we were on the live stream wave, so I guess it's a one way to reach everybody, and then when all this passes, maybe we could do this IRL in real life. But I'm not in I'm not in a rush. I'll let this all play out, and
Same.
not in any rush.
Will the Coast to Coast live stream with Shortcut be a recurring event?
Yes. Shouts to Fran Boogie. Going down Saturday, August the 22nd.
That's the next one?
Yep.
Okay.
Shouts
What
to
time?
Shortcut. It's going down 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 10 p.m. Pacific.
Is Fran going to host?
Yeah, Fran's going to hold us down. Shouts to everybody tuned in. I see y'all.
Mm-hmm. What have you been listening to? Do you have a pandemic playlist?
Pretty much what I've been playing.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the radio stuff, that the things that I do for Get Live Radio, I don't really plan. I guess it's
Nice.
It's definitely unrehearsed. I play off kind of the mood or what's relevant of the day.
Nice.
Just to keep it fresh.
Mm-hmm.
And to keep it exciting for myself too, not to play the same thing all over You know, I might play certain songs like, you know, a couple of times just because they're dope. You know, but for the most part, yeah, it's live and, you know, in the moment.
Are there any songs right now that you're loving more than others?
Man, I just got a lot of. I've been on this like UK garage wave lately.
I love that you said garage and not garage.
Yeah, and like it's so popping right now. I don't know.
Yeah, I love it.
I guess because like and it's like things are moving in that direction because like this like kind of Jersey Baltimore club music wave has been popping the last couple of years, and then like Afrobeat as well, which is like a lot like it's like up tempo.
Yeah.
And UK garage kind of got that feel, so that rhythm too, and that you could dance. That's danceable. So I kind of been feeling a lot of that stuff, even just like drum and bass. And then I'll go back and, you know, listen. I got like a whole like bunch of psych rock that I like to listen to.
Okay.
It's like summertime, like, you know, like I listen to like Ash Walker. You know Ash? You ever heard of Ash Walker? He's kind of like progressive jazz.
Yeah.
I like to listen to a lot of like kind of like trippy, like moody, vibey stuff. Like, like I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. It's Krungbin or Krangbin.
Yeah, I'm not familiar.
Out of Texas. They're dope. They're on Stone's Throw.
Oh, okay. I'm a huge Stone's Throw fan.
It's spelled KHRUANGBIN. Hopefully I said that right.
I'm sure if not, you'll hear about it.
Yeah. I'll send you a link.
Oh, please do. I'm surprised I haven't heard about them because I'm on Stone's Throw all the time. Are you currently working on any projects you want to promote?
Oh, well, the Get Live radio show is the current work in progress right now. It's developing daily, you know. Some things, you know, you get encountered with different things daily. So, you know, it's definitely a work in progress. And eventually, you know, I want to get back to like focusing on production, which I was doing the last couple of years, just fine tuning the craft, but not really ready to put anything out yet. So eventually I want to get to that point where I'm going to put something out.
Now would be the time for that for sure.
Yeah.
So you've recently been featured on a few virtual events like the Philippine Independence Jam and a 24-hour broadcast with the Chilltown Collective, both of which aim to raise funds to support the Black community. What are your thoughts on what's going on right now with Black Lives Matter and racial injustice?
Yeah, you know, I stand in solidarity with Black Lives Matter. You know, I respect the movement. You know, it's unfortunate what's going on out here. It's been going on for a long time. And, you know, we originally, we did those events to, you know, stand in solidarity and show our solidarity, especially from the Filipino community, where you know, I'm part of. We wanted to show that. And, yeah, that's where we stand with that.
Nice. GetLive, thanks so much for taking.
You know, justice.
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
No.
Justice, you know, no justice, no peace. You know,
right.
Justice for Breonna Taylor, Vanessa Guillen, you know, George Floyd.
Yeah, well, it's ridiculous that that's still going on with Breonna Taylor.
Yeah, you know, I mean, you know, if that's a whole nother topic that we could. That's a whole
other interview about that.
Yeah, that's a whole nother thing. But you know, it's the systematic oppression is real. So, you know, from everything from, you know, corporate to, you know,
they're all feeling
food to, you know, all that. But that's a whole nother rabbit hole we can go down.
That's true. it's because it's like it's nice to see that so many people are paying attention, but that's probably not enough to really.
I mean, you know, even since back then, like, you know, when the Mike Brown thing happened, and you know, Eric Garner, even back with like Amadou Diallo in New York, you know, it was,
I remember that.
All this stuff was going on, you know? So it was all these songs that, you know, underground rap songs from back then, and what they were talking about, and you play them now, a lot of them were mad relevant.
Well, that stuff is so relevant.
Yeah, what they was talking about. So it's crazy how it's hitting now, and the internet has exposed a lot. You know, so
I
we're
agree.
here now. This is what it is. But you know, I think change is gonna come. You gotta keep fighting for it. You gotta keep fighting. It's never over.
No, probably won't be for a while. But I really appreciate you taking the time. Is there anything else that you want to add or promote?
Well,
Media?
thank you for having me. Yeah, shouts to everybody tuned in out there. Shouts to everybody that join us daily for Get Live Radio. And we do that 12 to 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Monday through Friday, twitch.tv/DJ Get Live. Shouts to everybody in the comments. I see y'all.
They're all shown.
Thank you again for having me.
Thank you. Hopefully I'll talk to you again soon.
Yes, for
Have
sure.
your week.
You too. Thanks, y'all.
Bye.